Hey guys, it's me, Yaya Diamond, and welcome to Dreamchasers Radio. Man, I said that backwards. It's okay, because sometimes you just have to go off script to be on script to be unique. Are you unique? I know I am. And my next guest is unique as well, because it's not again, just not again. All right? It's a unique story, and you have got to read it. But I have the author here because I'm special. And okay, all right, don't get funny with me. I'm not like that kind of special. I'm special, all right? And and I got it going on over here because I got Rowena Banks on the show. Welcome to the show. Thank you so much, Rowena, for being here.
Hi, thank you so much for having me.
Oh man, I knew it. See, I got y'all. I'm special. That's right, because that's why she must be on my show. Thank you so much. Well, I want to get started. I mean, there's just so many things that we could talk about, but we're going to stick with the whole subject of being an author. When did you know? Like, did you go all the way back to when you were a kid? You love writing, you love reading. When did you know that you wanted to do this, and how did you develop it?
Yeah, it's kind of a funny story because I I didn't have aspirations to be an author when I was young, not at all. I was finishing college and homeschooling my daughters, and I was just used to such a crazy, chaotic schedule that by the time I finished college, I couldn't have any idle time. I just could not sit around and do nothing. So when my kids had their different activities, I had to do something.
Yeah.
So in particular, the first book in this series, this one is not again. There's a one right before that, which is called Surviving Sierras. And so I would take my kids to the Squaw Valley ski team, and I just sit there and wait for them, like mothers always do. And so here I am in the beautiful Sierras, and so I just started writing the books. So yeah, it just kind of poured out of me. My imagination just kind of went for it, gave me something to do, keep me busy.
That is so cool. Don't you just love it when like there's no effort? I mean, it was there. It was like it was in your mind the entire time.
Yeah, totally. I mean, it was just kind of like daydreaming, and just writing my daydreams out.
I love it. I love it. Okay, so so your journey behind the scenes of the book. You said you have two books here. So I do have these books pulled up here, and it's A Tale of Three Sisters. It's a two-book series. It's not again, and then of course we have the other book, which is Surviving the Sierras. But I wanted to find out from you, you know, can you share the journey behind your latest book, though? Because I know you said it was inside of you, but a lot of times there is a journey. Did you go through a moment where you kind of knew the characters and they were just kind of like flowing so good that you swear they were real?
Well, they're very real to me because they're kind of based on my daughter's personalities.
Oh,
So yeah, I have three daughters and there's three girls in this series, and their personalities come out in each character, and I pretty much described them too.
right.
So yeah, it was pretty easy to write as far as their characters. I just was inspired by so many things that they did. They were so mischievous, and we lived in we lived in the foothills, and they had a lot of freedom, and so they just got up to a lot of stuff, and I just loved it. It just
Wow.
inspired me. It gave me so many different ideas.
hmm hmm I'm gonna have to ask this question, and I kind of I kind of don't want to ask this question, but I'm gonna ask this question anyway because, okay, so I have to put a disclaimer behind this question. This is not playing favoritism, and you don't have a favorite daughter or anything like that because you said the book is kind of based on your children and your girls and everything. Okay, but which character in your book can you relate to the most and why?
Um, well, it's written through the eyes of the oldest daughter.
Mm.
So, yeah, so she she was pretty much the leader of the pack,
Yeah,
at that
sorry.
time. So,
I don't know if
you know,
that's opposite or not. The leader of the pack. What is she now? That brings on like memories of like getting in the kitchen, getting into all everything, and being like,
oh, yeah, yeah.
was she like that? Oh my gosh.
If you had time for some of the stories, they're hilarious. Oh my gosh, they just, I was an avid reader, okay, at that time, and I literally I told myself, okay, Rowena, you need to put down the book instead of put down the bottle. I had to put down the book because one time I caught them with a magnifying glass, and they were putting it on, I don't know, a leaf, a bug. I don't know what they were putting it on, but I'm sitting there reading and I smell smoke and I'm like, okay,
Oh man. Oh man. I
just
knew
be
it.
a turd.
I knew it. I knew it. I just when you said leader of the pack, I was like, oh no. It was like I could see her leading and going, come on, come on, come on, let's go
Oh
ahead,
yeah.
let's do this. That's oh.
Oh yeah. I came home from school one day and I saw them at the very tippy top of a pine tree that, I mean, they were almost like bending it. They were that high. And I just stopped. I took a picture and then I said, get down.
Oh my
I mean, they
god.
were
Oh
very, very adventurous.
my heart. My heart. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. So the adventures in this story, in both of these stories, actually, so you have the two book series. So the themes and the messages, what do you hope your readers will take away from your work? Because to me, this just sounds like any mom would just go absolutely crazy. What I mean, yeah.
Well,
Um,
I mean, so having three girls and
mhm,
wanting to empower them and, make sure that they're independent and, resilient and all of that stuff. My goal was to, you know, the message in the book is just to be empowered and, kind of girl power, to be honest with you,
mhm,
just strength and trust in each other, faith, and, just believing that you can do it.
mm,
And
mm,
also just creativity also. It was like the things that they figured out what to do in the books. It was fun imagining it.
mhm, mhm. I love that. Absolutely love that. You know, what kind of a book is this? Is this like a family book? So like maybe mom or dad could read it to the children or the children could read it to each other? Is this something like that?
Yes, yeah. In fact, you could either read it to your kids or allow them to read it. It's pretty interesting. I mean, parents, if they're reading it to the kids, they'll probably pick up on certain things that kids wouldn't pick up on.
Mhm.
And Surviving Sierras, I referenced a story by Jack London.
Right.
And so, kids aren't going to know that,
Right.
um, but definitely, uh, you know, it's enjoyable. I think it's enjoyable.
I don't know. I can just imagine three girls. I mean, most people would say that they had three boys and the boys were rambunctious, but you don't know what girls can get into, especially when they're young. I mean, literally, we are not prissy when we're young. We're like tomboys. We want to
Yeah.
climb the tree. We want to get into things. We want to burn stuff. We want to use the magic. I mean,
Oh yeah,
oh
they
yeah.
had a horse. They had a
Oh
horse, and
no.
they would ride triple, and the horse would brush them off and stuff. I mean, they had a lot of fun together.
Wow. Wow,
Yeah.
that is so fun. What I'm gonna do a double kind of question here. What kind of advice do you give to moms who have, girls that are rambunctious like that? I mean, you've gone through this, and then, what kind of advice do you give your aspiring authors that maybe want to write about this?
Well, I parented by giving them freedom, but they were in a safe space
Mm-hmm.
because we were out in ranches and stuff like that in California in the foothills. So it was a safe space except for predators. So
Oh my
like the
God.
four-legged kind. So I did always make sure that they had their dog with them.
Mm-hmm.
And they knew the route. They knew the block was like 3 miles, and then there was a court, um, funny enough, called Cougar Court. So they had to have their their dog with them at all times because I thought
Yeah.
even though she's deaf, she will fight anything off for them, and then they'll have time to get away. But they weren't out at dusk or anything like that. They
Right.
were
I
it
got
was
you.
daytime. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
But you gotta be careful, you know. You gotta be
yeah,
careful.
yeah. But plus, they got to be able to test themselves and,
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
trust themselves. And I think that is the theme of the books is, trusting themselves and each other and leaning on each other and just kind of basically faith, knowing that they're going to be okay.
Yeah. And the advice for upcoming authors?
Well, for authors, it's interesting that you would ask that question because my daughter said to me, my middle daughter said, I have so many stories to tell, but I don't think I can write. And I said, all you have to do is just start writing. You don't even worry about structure, if it's in the right place or anything like that. Just start writing, just putting it down. And that's basically what I do is I just put it down. Then, as I told her, I write a lot of fifth grade sentences, that are super short. And I'm like, okay, maybe I think I can join that with something else. And then, cutting and pasting and putting it so that it's more fluid, more fluent. It's one of the things, that's how I write. So that's what I told her. So I guess, that's what I would tell aspiring young authors or aspiring authors that just put it down, just get the story out there. And then as you reread it and stuff, you'll start moving things into place.
Wow. Are there any questions that you've ever wanted to be asked that you were never asked that you would like to answer today?
Oh, let's see.
Did I open up a can of worms here? Okay, go ahead.
And I've never been asked. What do you want to do with your life, Rowena? I don't know. That's a hard one. Obviously I've got lots of stories inside me. I have many, many stories that are unpublished that I hope to publish soon. I'm also a certified health coach, so I like to teach people about nutrition and how, help you basically can help yourself by eating properly. So, Dr. William Lee says eating to prevent disease. And, basically you really can eat to prevent or even help, certain conditions.
Yeah.
So that's a passion of mine.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, that's great. That's amazing. That's wonderful. I mean, giving of yourself, not only as an author, but also as a health coach is amazing. I applaud you and continue to do what you do. We are behind you 100%. We're also got the not again. You can go ahead and go like I did as you saw the demonstration. Both books are linked together in the hyperlink underneath the picture. And I will go ahead and show that to you again so that you can see that the hyperlink is right here. And I'm going to show you now right here. So you can go ahead and click on book 1 of 2, A Tale of Three Sisters, and get the other book as well. Here it is right here. You just scroll all the way down. And there are the 2 books right there that you can go ahead and check out for yourself. I want to thank you guys so much for tuning in. It's been such a pleasure having you on the show. Thank you so much. And I appreciate you, Rowena. Thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate you too. Thanks for having me.
Anytime. And thank you guys for tuning in. Don't forget to dare to be different. And until next time, guys, bye.
Don't forget to follow us on YouTube and Instagram.